We've moved into Paula Vogel now, who is a Pulitzer Prize winning playwright and much lighter, much funnier. I think after seasons of Shepard, Miller, Williams, Albee, O'Neill, we needed a little lightness, and that's kind of where we are now. Well, the Baltimore Waltz by Paula Vogel is perhaps one of her funniest plays, and it's the story about Anna, who's a first grade teacher, who has a brother, Carl, and Carl turns out to be ill, but she can't take that psychologically, so she decides to take a trip in her mind of the trip she never took with her brother to Europe. And her conquests, shall we say, are male throughout Europe. And it's Carl dealing with that, and her, as a spinster, first grade teacher, who's been teaching for 30 years, is adjusting to living the wild life. It's very funny, it's very charming, and then it's very touching when you realize the relationship between the brother and sister that is really strong, and she wrote that as a tribute to her brother Carl. So it's a three-person play, 90 minutes long, goes lickety-split, and is just very touching and very charming. The founders, Patty and Cameron Ulrich, wanted to provide a single author for a season so that the audiences would see different aspects of that author's writings. We focus on the words. We don't focus on sets. We don't focus on big costumes. We focus on the words. So everything we do is pretty minimalist. And the audiences seem to appreciate it. It's an 80-seat black box theater. They're all within, very close proximity of the actors. I always say you can reach out and smell an actor. Understand that there are a lot of other people who direct for the theater. I'm certainly not the only one. I'm just talking about the shows I did. Three Tall Women, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, Now I Ask You, are all shows that have minimum sets, impressionistic sets, and rely on the acting. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf is probably Edward Albee's most famous play. I would say that Desire Under the Elms is the biggest show I've done at Muddy Waters. And it was just a big, dramatic piece. Very heavy, very, very nice, and great fun to do. When you retire, you're supposed to be doing knitting or something, and or reading old copies of the New York Times. But here I get a chance to deal with creative people doing things that are unique and bringing a lot of, I hope, interest and involvement in the theater. There's so much talent in St. Louis.